It's me, your boyfriend slash girlfriend slash dayfriend's favorite content creator. And real quickly, I want to talk about gaming on a gaming channel. But no, I want to talk about the people who play the game, the people who make the games. I have always stated, and I will always continue to state, no matter how many times the people in my comment section try to come for me, call me names, this, that, and the third, right? Gaming is not made for just one person. It is made for a wide range of people, okay? You have people who play mobile games, people who play first-person shooters, people who play only like on handhelds, people who do RTSs, people who like to play strategy games, people like to play sports games, action games, RPGs, dating sims, farming sims, driving sims, immersive sims, lots of sims, including the Sims. They all count. They're all gamers. There should be a game for everyone, even if I don't personally like it. For example, I talked about how I played the Hatred game, which is fucking garbage. But if there's people who want to play that game, I can't in good conscience say they shouldn't be allowed to play it. Let the market decide, so on and so forth. I bring this up because I was recently watching a video from the creator of the Zao game, Tales of Gonzera, also the voice actor for Bayek. And he was talking about how they were receiving so much targeted harassment. And once again, I did cover this a long time ago. It feels like the DEI detected, Kotaku detected, all those type of things. That's what I was talking about when they're facing targeted harassment for the crime of making a game.
So I didn't want to address this, but we're here now. Look, since the beginning of my career, there's always been someone who's made me feel like I didn't deserve the opportunity I got. From Assassin's Creed to Raised by Wolves, I've had to ignore people saying that it wasn't the work that got me the opportunities. No, it was simply because I'm black. And look, I've turned the other cheek and just kept doing my thing. Even when people were saying, oh, the only reason why he's been cast as father in Raised by Wolves is because the character's a service model. And some of these comments, a few of them you can just brush off. But when it's a constant barrage of them, it's exhausting. So when I look at Zao, it's reached this fever pitch. And look, don't get me wrong, right? There has been so much amazing and beautiful support for this game. The fact that it has inspired so many people and touched, so many lives. It was one of our goals from the outset to have this positive impact, right? But at the same time, we are being faced with constant targeted harassment from people who see diversity as a threat. From people who look across the vast landscape of modern media and decide that anything that doesn't speak to them or centers around them is unnecessary and inauthentic.
People on the weird side, let's be completely honest, those right-wing culture warriors who need this to be a war, they need this to be a fight, are gonna try to claim a victory by harassing them and saying that the game didn't do well, even though, according to the creators, they're only showing numbers from a fraction of their fan base because they're only talking about on Steam, which is a crazy metric to judge something strictly on one platform. When people are playing on PlayStation, people can playing on Xbox, on Switch, it's not just one console it's on. But besides the point, there are people even in that comment section talking about, well, show us numbers. He's talking about how he's getting harassed. People are like, we want proof. You want proof of the harassment. If you want proof of his harassment, then you aren't paying attention closely enough to the gaming sphere right now. Because if you are a person of color, if you are a marginalized member of any sort of community, you know good and goddamn well that the harassment is real and it's rampant because of these culture warriors, grifters, who do nothing but sit on their ass and complain about everything that isn't exactly to their liking. And you know where I'm going with this. Mark Kern, Grummz, the VTuber, the 56-year-old man who was complaining about not enough titty or cooch being shown in the digital game, is full on just mask off conservative racist. Like, that's just what it is at this point. And the reason why I wanted to mention him is because he was the one who you guys promised was all about, he hates censorship and he's the voice of free speech. And when I was like, he's not, y'all called me names. And so when he himself admits that he is in fact pro-censorship, especially when it's something that he doesn't agree with, your arguments kind of fall flat. And I'm here to tell you this, he was always this person. There was never like a radicalization of him. He was always like this. He supports people who actively go out of their way to harass others. And he will say, oh, he's getting called death threats and all these things and all these cancel petitions. Meanwhile, the only people who've ever made petitions to cancel anyone are the people who ostensibly support him and him himself. Because no matter how he tries to spin it, the Free Stellar Blade petition was a cancel petition because he didn't like the way Stellar Blade was presented. He didn't like the fact that it was censored. And so he wanted to force them to change a character's design that he didn't want them to change. That's the whole impetus of that. That is censorship. If you are trying to tell developers what to do and you're trying to force them by a boycott, by this, by that, what do you think that is? That's censorship, that's canceling. He also has proposed to not buy AAA games for 2 years for some reason. That's a magic number, as if that's going to do something. But Stellar Blade is a AAA game. Like, do you understand? Do you understand how this man is just a grifter who just says shit? And now he's talking about how he's pro-censorship, especially because of Nintendo being woke or whatever, which I have to assume it has to do with Vivian, who was already a trans character in the original release of the 1,000-Year-Old Door, but whatever. And he's trying to fight. He's fighting this fight because he needs this to be a fight. Because when other people who have legitimate grievances about either with the game or how they're being treated speak, he uses that to say they're complaining, these are DEI hires, they're this, there's that. Yet when he does it, no. It's I'm fighting for you guys. I'm fighting for you guys because in my world, girls need to have giant titties all the time. Black people shouldn't exist. Trans people shouldn't exist. And also only female characters who I can jerk off to should be allowed to be front and center. That's it. And again, I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, you're just... Go look at his page. Literally look at his page. He does nothing but switch from complaint to complaint to complaint. And it's so tiring because he wants to ingratiate himself with these fucking losers, and then everyone else has to suffer because now all the marginalized communities are getting way more harassment. He's mad about the Pride shit because of course he is. That's why he's doing it during Pride Month. He's mad that Call of Duty has trans bullets, which I'm like, that's fucking sick. The bullets look cool. I don't even play Call of Duty, but I'm like, that looks sick. But he has to be mad about this stuff. Meanwhile, again, when people are facing legitimate criticism, when you have entire websites dedicated to either particular groups of people or particular people in order to form harassment, to have them lose their job or, you know, just target harassment because they talked about a game in a way you didn't like it, or, oh my God, she called me a loser because you probably are. Oh my God, these guys are dunking on me. Let's make Kotaku detected because I have no original bone in my body and I saw the DEI detected, which was also fucking lame and stupid, and decided, what if this but worse? What if this but no way for me to say that it's not a harassment campaign? And of course you're the Grummz supporter. I'm talking about Smash JT, by the way. It doesn't matter. He blocked me because I said he was an idiot for falling for the Tommy Talarico scam, which he is. But it's so frustrating because anytime we try to have this nuanced conversation, these people come and fuck everything up. And then you have people going like, well, you know, you guys are ESG, DEI, SBI, whatever, FBI, CIA, ABC, soup. And I'm just like, you guys, for the last time, stop listening to these people who cannot stay ideologically consistent for more than a day. Again, how is it that Black people, queer people aren't, according to them, aren't facing harassment or paint themselves to be victim, and that's a real thing apparently, But when you continuously complain about you not finding a Guerrilla Game character hot enough and then claiming there's a war on you, how is that not you also playing victim? Literally playing victim. You aren't the victim of anything. No one's intentionally thinking about you and saying, hey, let's make this game where we make these women as unattractive as possible because we want these gooners out. Did you not see the most recent Monster Hunter trailer? They love the goons. But again, they need it to be a war and a fight all the time. The war doesn't exist, so they manufacture it. And if you don't agree with me, whatever, fine. But hear me out. Let me just say this. Do you legitimately think if the game company was united with the cabal of journalists to only have certain games come out, don't you think only certain games would come out? Like, do you think Stellar Blade would exist if people didn't like it? You think it would be selling well in spite of the power of the media and the game industry? Like, be logical here. We are still getting hot game characters. I've talked about this ad nauseum. You have games that allow you to have characters completely fucking naked, having full sex. And that game has won all the awards. There is no like, but the West, there's no West versus East thing here. You're talking about completely different genres and completely different play styles and different audiences. Like I said before, there's a game for everyone, but not every game is for everyone. So if you want to play, Stellar Blade, go nuts, go play it. I know you guys are going to mod the shit out of it when it comes on PC. Fine, who cares? But to act as if this is an attack on you, this is a real thing. And then for you to go out and deny the experiences of people who look like me, of, again, queer people, of women, of all types, is insanity. If you want to play by your rules, you are the snowflake, because you can't handle a game existing that doesn't pertain to your specific interest. That's all I wanted to say. I'm so disappointed in so many people, and I'm disappointed in the media coverage that isn't talking about this, because this has been happening for a while now. But most importantly, I'm truly disappointed that someone who is at the level of fucking grifting that Grummz, aka Mark Curran, is at, is able to do it because you guys are so embattled with this notion that you're being attacked when you can play literally any game you want and still represented it. Like, it's crazy. You guys, stop being snowflakes.